We are going to tackle the topic of phones. Cell phones, cellular phones. I'm going there today. Hi, I'm Jenny with Host Family Exchange Student Life, and on this channel we help you navigate through real life hosting and exchanging to help you create an extraordinary experience. Now, I've noticed a theme in the comments complaining about students on their cell phones. Spoiler alert, there is no perfect solution to this, but I have 3 tips. Because that's what I do here. I tip you, you subscribe if you like the service I give. I've never been a waiter, so this is the closest I'll ever get. More water? Bon appetit. In the 1980s, time spent with my exchange siblings looked like talking, family games, local sites, them hanging with their friends who are also on exchange, sharing cultural food, and hula hooping to George Michael songs. Hosting and exchanging looks quite different today, and one major difference is this beast and beauty. Now, I'm assuming that we all understand the duality of this expensive object, the ease and wonder of the good things it can bring, and the time-sucking and perverse access it allows. No one can dispute it causes problems. It's addicting, okay? So how do you prepare for hosting a phone? How do you address the phone concerns with their owners? Can you set time limits? Is there a line not to cross with oversight as a host parent? I want to know. Please, weigh in the comments. Number 1, preparation for me is a mother of all sanity. Before a new student comes, have some candid conversations with your own self or family about usage. It's frustrating to students to be expected to live rules that you don't follow. Plan to make this a part of your expectations, given at the beginning of the year after you've decided what they are. And just know that a lot of information is given at the beginning of the year to these students. And even though they might be nodding their head, they really can't remember everything, even if the language comprehension wasn't a barrier. Phones, they'll just have to be brought up again. Now, I'm a fan of family councils, so if you're new to this channel, family council is a time when everyone gets together to plan the week, talk about how things are going, and discuss and solve issues. It gives everyone in the home a time and a place to have a voice in how things roll. A more in-depth look at how it works without it being a gripe session will be in another video. Family Council is a great time to brush up on expectations regarding phones. It saves some awkwardness in how do I approach them about this in tip number 1 of preparation. Before I tell you tip number 2, I want to give us a little perspective. A foreign parent is willing to let their child travel thousands of miles away from home to be watched over by another adult. I would like to think that there is an inherent amount of trust in the general population of students. Now, are there parents who are naive or consensual to their child planning on coming and breaking every rule in the book? Yes. Overall, though, I believe that most go for the right reasons and most parents trust their children. They trust agencies to intervene when needed, and they trust us adults to be able to handle things. So how do you and I handle phones? In my opinion, if a good parent can trust their good child, I do not want to err on the side of micromanaging my students' phones. Monitoring every app, website, or message with their friends. You are going to be a stressed human if you do. That's tip number 2. Don't become their phone police and expect them to live in the 1980s version of hosting. Wake me up before you go. It just is what it is. We do have rules in our family, so hang tight and I'll tell you what they are. Now, some of you may be saying, yeah, totally makes sense, Jenny. And some of you might be saying, but wait, I hosted because I want to invest time and resources and show them all around and all the things. And that is amazing. Let me be 16 and sign up to get placed in your home. Some students, unfortunately, just aren't interested. You never know which type of student you're gonna get until you get them. So along with that, tip number 3 is more perspective, because international students come for academic reasons. Beyond that, what amount of outside activities they want to participate in is up to them. What type of relationships they are hoping to have with their family and friends is up to them. How much they use their phones, unless specified in paperwork, which I have read is part of the process of them becoming an independent adult and making choices for how much they're into it or not into it. Tip number 3 is to recognize the individual journey that they are on. Phone usage for them can be a beast or it can be beautiful, just like for us. It's terribly addicting, but it is their journey. Now, if any of you want to cry feeling lost or angry about this lack of resolution, let me share how we navigate it. With our own children, we have time and content guidelines. We let them experience freedom and restriction as a way to learn, and our older children have more freedom. They get to learn how to manage it and manage their own struggles. We give them perspective, and we really try to be on the same team about it. The goal is that when they leave our home, they've had experience to function with and without it. So our students hear that conversation with their own children at family council and at other times, but we do not impose our specific navigation on our students. If you wanted to share your guidance with them, I don't think that's a bad thing. This is just what we are comfortable with. Our students are definitely hearing parental perspective. Here's what we do ask of them. We do not want them sharing what they are watching on their phones or laptops with our children without our permission. This is our strict parental prerogative. The other thing we ask is at dinner time, which we try to make conversation time, that we're not on our devices, and we're pretty good about that. If there's ever a situation where I don't want to have the phones involved, and because they know I respect them, I have no problem asking them and giving the reason why. So that's how we do things around here, and it has worked with our 9 students who've been with us from 2 weeks to a year. As always, this is just my advice. If you feel your students' usage is unreasonable or dangerous, and your coordinator is a person to vent to and to be a middle person between you and them, that is what they get paid for. But please, let's hear what you have to say in the comments. I hope I didn't just open up a huge can of worms. If you like what you've been served today, leave a tip before you go. Tip 1 for me is to prepare guidelines and don't expect more from your student than what you're willing to do. 2, don't micromanage their phone uses because their parents don't. And 3, your student is on their own path to adulthood, and they can hear what you say to your own kids. If you still want to pull out your hair, talk to your coordinator. Now, if you watch this episode on your phone like I usually do, give a like. Thanks for watching. This is Jenny with Host Family Exchange Student Life. We are here to help you navigate through real life hosting and exchanging, for you to create an extraordinary experience, find peace in this world, and we'll connect soon. Wake me up before you go. Wake me up before you go. Wake me up before you go.